So I did want to compare the Canon lenses. I know it's going to be an unfair comparison, but I want to compare them against the Viltrox lenses. So, and also the Tamron. So this is the Viltrox 27 1.2. I know it's going to be fucking people with bikes, man. I know it's going to be an unfair comparison against the 35 1.8 since it's a lot slower. But I'm gonna make it fair. I'm gonna run the Viltrox at 1.7, 1.2, and also 1.8 to compare it against the Canon. But yeah, just quickly, like one thing I don't know why Canon does this. Like, why do they gatekeep their ecosystem? But like one of the reasons why I think Sony is still even better than Canon, despite the colors, is like we have things like this. This is a Viltrox lens for non-Canon people. I mean, for Canon users. This is a $400 lens. It's APS-C only, but there's a 35 1.2 that they make. It's a lab series. But long story short, 440 or 450 bucks. Viltrox does sales like twice a year, and you can usually get a 20% discount. I got this one for $360 during one of those sales like 2 years ago. And yeah, this lens, this one and the 75 are some of the sharpest lenses that I've ever seen. Oh fuck, the R50V is about to die. Are some of the sharpest lenses at f1.2. That's at f1.2, so wide open, they're super sharp. So I want to see how it looks like compared to the 35. And 35 is supposed to be super sharp too, from some of the test shots I've done. Yeah, it'll be fun to compare. And then the other one I want to compare is the 56. I got this one right before my trip to New York. I didn't take this one with me. But I've since shot a couple of shots with this, and it's super sharp too. I used to have the Sigma 1.4. I got rid of that one because this one's just, it's faster. They were about the same sharpness wise. And yeah, so this one was also, I think this one I did pay for something for this. Just because I got this like when I first came out. I think they were only doing like a 10% discount for during the sale. Forgot. I don't remember. I gotta look back. I might be confusing the 75. Or not the 75. The 135. I did take the 135 to New York with me. Just because that lens is just crazy. So 56 millimeter 1.2. I think this is gonna beat the Canon 45 1.2, in my opinion. Damn, I gotta change the battery on the R50V. It's about to die. So yeah, so this camera here is the R50V, and that camera over there on that tripod you can see, it's a FX30. Yeah. So I want to compare these lenses against each other. And then I also want to compare the Tamron 70 to 180 versus the Canon 100 to 400. It's going to be an unfair comparison because this one has like more range. But I want to compare them at their 100 all the way up to 200. See what they look like. Just compare the sharpness. I did use the Tamron a lot during when we went to look at the Statue of Liberty. Took a lot of photos of the statue as we were approaching. Cool lens. Alright, let me stop recording because this R50V is about to die. Okay, Viltrox 27 1.2 versus the Canon 35 1.8. Viltrox 56 1.2 versus Canon 45 1.2.
Stop! He's already dead.
Alright, the finale. This is unfair, but I mean, it is what it is. I have no other way to measure unless I get the Sony 100 to 400, which I'm kind of leaning towards. This is the Tamron 70 to 180 f2 constant, 2.8 constant, versus the Canon 100 to 400 variable. So I'm gonna try to match the same aperture. Well, first I'm gonna do an f2.8 versus the minimum aperture on the Canon, and then I'm gonna match the aperture, try to match the same settings. I'm going based off of exposure on the histogram, so that's how I'm exposing the shutter speed and ISO. Well, actually ISO is staying at 100.